is in the family of moves called a hybrid, where we're doing two different driving forces with each hand. With your one hand, you're doing the two petal flower, which is very different than the other hand, which is just doing these drop stalls, which means you're in rub your head, pat your belly territory. Let's experiment with the drop stall for a second. Let's assume we're doing it on the side plane. And then if you mirror me, so you're facing this way, that means your left arm will be on my side. And that's the one I want you to use. Now let's start by spinning the arm overhand. So your left hand would be going overhand. At the top of the turn, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of an extension coming across the back. And then at the top of the turn here, what I'm going to do is lift my hand up as if I'm throwing a baseball. And then as it comes down, in order to get it to have a nice clean stop, I pull back on it. Just like when you're trying to do your upstall, you pull back on it to get it to not collapse. It's the same thing. You pull your hand up a little bit to reduce the wobble, right? And then from here, go the other way and drop it back. And go the other way and drop it front. And pull back as you're stopping it. 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 That looks really solid. I don't know why you think it doesn't. When you started out, you were doing this, you were going down further. So you were going down like this and down like this. Allow the hand to go down, but decelerate as you're going down. When towards the end, when it got more wobbly and you were doing more of that, your arm is up here your hand was up here when you were stopping it, as opposed to following it down. So allow yourself to follow it down, to slow it down, follow it down, to slow it down, follow it down, to slow it down, follow it down, to slow it down. Let the hand go down and let your hand actually go below horizontal if it needs to in order to get a clean stop. Switch hands, so turn this way, and then it'll be your right hand. You'll be mirroring me again. Let's go overhand again, and then we'll do the drop stall, and then 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 the drop stall. Allow it to come down, allow it to come down, allow it to come down, allow the deceleration, allow that deceleration, shunk, and zhunk, and zhunk, and then I think you did it intuitively, but I will say you could do, so if I'm here, I've done the drop stall in the front. You could, what we have been doing is we've been going over the back as if we're doing the PoiPriestess and we're opening to the side and the palm is opening to the side like we would in a flower. What you could also do is like this, where it's palm up, which feels a little different and I think is a little harder, but it's an option if that's easier for you, because just because it's harder for me doesn't mean it's not easier for you. I think this one allows me to get a cleaner stall because it's leveraging that same PoiPriestess, and because you're going to be like this with the other hand on the flower, I think it makes a lot of sense because the other hand will be forward. Let's do the two petal part. Let's do underhand. I don't know why, but I'm feeling like underhand today. So your left hand, and you're going to do a two petal in the front and then open the hips and do a two petal in the back, right? So it's just front and back and front and back and front pedal, back pedal, front pedal, back pedal, front pedal, back pedal, front pedal, back pedal, front pedal, back pedal. 5 more and 4 more and 3 more and 2 more and the last one. Do the other hand. So your right hand, again, we'll do underhand here. So front and back and front and back and front, extend to the back, extend to the front, extend to the back, extend to the front, extend to the back, extend to the front, extend to the back, and 5 more, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and the last one. Okay, your right hand underhand, and it'll be your outside hand, and then your inside hand, which is mirroring me, will be your left hand. Wrap up the poi for a second. Let's just do the PoiPriestess. Your right arm goes across the bottom while your left arm goes across the top. Right, so your the hand that's doing the two petal comes across the bottom the hand that's doing the stall goes across the top. Both go across the top. Then your right hand goes across the bottom and your left hand goes across the top, and they do that at the same time. Then they both go across the top, and then you do, so it's as if you're going from an opposite direction flower, like this, into a same direction underhand flower. An opposite direction to a same direction. 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 When you look at your right hand, your outside hand, it's going from here to here. And the entire time, it just keeps going in the underhand. Like if you just did the arm, it just keeps doing this. Does that make sense? Okay. And then if you look at the stalling hand, it goes dun, 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 dun. It's doing a reversal every time. If we start it, we're going to start with your right hand in front, your left hand in the back. So right hand in front, left hand in the back. They both go over the top because your left hand just did the reversal. And then your right hand keeps going across the bottom while your left hand does a reversal the other way. So now they're both together. Now they both come over the top, and now they both go back. And then they both go over the top, and they both go underhand. They both go over the top, they both go underhand. When your left hand is in the front, that's the cue for both of them to pretend they're doing the underhand giant. Stop it horizontal, and then they both go over the top. Underhand giant for halfway around, and then both over the top. Underhand giant for both over the top. Backstroke, 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 both over the top. Your right hand is in this front position. And then your left hand has just stalled back here. Now, it's stalled. So both hands go over the top, and as they go over the top, the right hand is going to come to the back and do the two petal there, while the left hand comes to the front and does the stall there, and then you'll be in this position. Then you're going to do the stall over the top with your left hand again, while your right hand comes across the bottom. And then we repeat the pattern. So both over the top, and then you do the backstroke thing. So they both come backward, boom. Now both over the top, zoom, and do the backstroke, boom. Both over the top, boom, and do the backstroke, boom. Both over the top. You have to spin the right poi the entire time. So the left poi is the one that stalls, but the right one is going to keep doing these circles. Zhink and 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 zhink. What's happening now is because you're trying to get accustomed to the rub your head, pat your belly, the stall is suffering a little bit, so it's doing a lot more wobble. But that will clean up as you get more comfortable with actually doing the pattern. So I would start with your right hand's in front, your left hand is stalled, 5, 6, 7, both over the top. And now your right hand is in back, and you're stalled with your left hand in the front, 5, 6, 7, and backstroke, stall your left hand back behind you, and 5, 6, 7, both over the top, and 5, 6, 7, reverse, go back behind them, stall with your left hand, and 5, 6, 7. That's what you're doing with that one. You are doing backstroke like this, but you're not flipping it up and over like that. So remember to flip it up and over as you do the backstroke. So what you cleverly did, which is also, I mean, this would be a legitimate pattern as well, right? This is a linear extension versus doing a drop stall like that. It's still valid. It's still valid. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just not the pattern we're working on is all. I will also demonstrate the other direction. So what we just did was with your left hand doing the stall and going through the positions. And then what I would do is I would just 5, 6, 7, 8, boom, 5, 6, 7, 8, boom, 5, 6, 7, 8, boom, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then cut it down to 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then 1 and 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 1. And then you could do the same thing with the other hand. Just do the same drill. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then single, 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 single. I did an extra couple petals in there with my right hand while I was saying single. So that will get you on the path to doing the turnaround with the 2-petal. As you could see when I was doing the one where my left hand was stalling, which would be the equivalent of your right hand, the second one, mine was definitely not as strong when my left hand is doing the stall. So you'll probably have a preference. That is to be expected.